Welcome, family, and thank you for joining me here on the front porch this evening. As you can see, we're having a blast picking peaches. So now we're going to put that to work for us so that we can use it all during the year. So we're going to go ahead and do some simple canning this evening. We're going to do some water bath canning, and we're going to make one of my favorite things to have all year round, and that is a strawberry and peach lemonade. So we're going to show you how to make that in concentrate, and as I said, it's high in acid, so it's an easy water bath can. So join me here in the kitchen at Sweet Bee's Honey House. I'm going to go grab my apron and let's go do some preservation. Thank you, family, for joining me here in the kitchen. At the beginning of the season, when the strawberries were ripe, we went ahead and harvested a bunch of strawberries, and we put some of them up as jam and things, but we also froze a bunch of them. And that way so that we could actually use them with our peaches and lemon juice whenever it came time for peach season. So we just stuck them in the freezer so that we could utilize them now, so that we could make this yummy drink. Now we're going to go ahead and pull those out of the freezer. I've actually got them sitting out, and I will put the recipe at the end of the video, but we're going to use 3 cups of peaches, we're going to use 3 cups of strawberries, and we're going to use 4 cups of our lemon juice. Now we're also going to add some sugar to this, and this is where I lose a lot of people, because we are going to add 6 cups of sugar. Now don't freak out, this is a concentrate, so you can add as much water as you want to weaken it down. We usually use 1 pint of concentrate to 2 pints of or a quart of water to thin it down. Now if that's still too sweet for you, just add a little bit more water. So we're going to go ahead and start this process. We went ahead and washed our peaches. I went ahead and prepared a lot of them for us, but I'm going to go ahead and prepare one more and show you a couple things and tell you some tricks that if you're doing this earlier in this season, because we waited until they were really ripe. So if you are picking them really early, I'll show you an easier way to peel them. And it's just like in the tomato video where we went ahead and started a boiling pot of water. You do the same thing. You go ahead and put a pot of water on. Then you're just going to take your peach. You're going to make a little X in the bottom of it, and then you're going to ease that into your boiling water. And just 30 to 60 seconds, just like we did with the tomatoes, pull it back out, throw it into a cold ice bath. That way it stops the cooking, and then you can easily pull the flesh or the peeling off of the peach. So we can do the same thing, but these are so super ripe, they're peeling so easy. So we're just going to go ahead and peel those up, and we're going to cut them up, and I will bring you back after we've finished that process so that you can see. We're just going to puree these just like we're going to puree the strawberries. We're going to add them all to a pot and bring them up to almost a boil, not quite. So I'll bring you back in just a few minutes. So here we are with our peeled peaches, and I forgot to mention, but these are freestones, which means that the seed comes away very easily from the peach. And we save the pits as well as the peelings, and we don't get rid of them. So we're just going to put this in a little bag, and we're going to save those because we're going to take all of what we process today. We're going to put it in the freezer. And then after we get enough, we're going to throw them all in a pot and make jelly out of that. So that'll be in a later video. So we're going to go ahead and puree these. I've just got my stick blender, and we're just going to puree these and get them ready to put in the pot. Now that we've got our peaches pureed, we're going to go ahead and take 3 cups, and we're going to place those in our boiler. Probably could do easier if I poured it in. So hold on 1 second. Let's maneuver things around, and hopefully I won't catch it all out of screen. So we're just going to take and put 3 cups total. You're about perfect. And yeah, I cheat. I'm going to add that little bit of extra. We'll go ahead and mix up the strawberries next. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing with our strawberries. I'm going to go ahead and finish this off video so you don't have to listen to it. And then I'll bring you back as soon as I have these ready. So we're going to add our last cup of pureed strawberries. So that's 3 cups of pureed strawberries, 3 cups of pureed peaches. Go ahead and stir that. And now we're going to add our lemon juice. And this is the lemon juice that we had prepared for the fall. Of course, all of this, you can buy all of this from Azure Standard or your local supermarket and make the same creations at home with those items. We get our lemon juice. We're going to use 4 cups. There's the first one. Started using this also to clean out the inside of our measuring cup. 4. Perfect. Go ahead and stir that. And then we're going to add our sugar. And as I said, this is 6 cups of sugar, and I know that's a lot for some, but as I said, you can always, it's a concentrate, so as you're adding your water, you can add a little bit more, so it's not nearly as sweet, especially if you like a little more of a tart taste to it as well, and reduce the amount of sugar. So I'm going to pause you for a minute and go grab our sugar, and then I will bring you back, and then we'll put it all on the stove. Okay, so we went ahead and put everything into the pot. As you saw before, we went ahead and added that sugar and stirred it, and see it's getting really warm on the stove. I'm not going to bring this up to a boil. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut this right now. Now I went ahead and sterilized my jars. I've got them ready. And because I'm going to be working with a relatively warm, this isn't hot, it's steamy, it's almost to the point of boiling, but not quite. But since I'm dealing with a relatively warm liquid, I've got relatively warm jars. And I'm going to do the same thing with my water bath canner. I'm going to go ahead and heat that water up. All right, I've already got it started in the kettle to where it's going to be the same temperature as the liquids that we're putting in there. So as soon as I get that all set up, I will bring you back and show you how easy it is to get those jars prepared. So now that we have our jars, they're sterilized, they're washed, they're sterilized, they're ready to go. They're at the same temperature as our concentrate. And so we're going to go ahead and we're going to pour our concentrate into the jar. We need to leave 1 inch headspace, and I'm using the 4 jars canning funnel, and it already has those measurements built in, so it's very easy for me to see while I'm pouring exactly when I hit 1 inch headspace. So now I'm able to just let that off, and I'm ready to go to the next step. Now we are going to take a wet paper towel, either using hot water or vinegar, and we're going to wipe the rim of our jars. Either we got some residue off of it, we're just making sure that we got that syrup that's we've made with that sugar and the juices, making sure that that's all off. We're also, as we're running our finger around the top, making sure that there's no damages on that jar, so that it's going to cause us an issue with a seal. So now we're going to go ahead and get our canning lid. This is a 4 jars lid, and we really love their canning lids. They work very nicely, made out of really quality metal here in the USA. We're going to put our ring on. We're going to do that fingertip tight, and now we're ready to put it in the canner. That's all there is to it. Now we've got the jars inserted into the pan, or the water bath canner. So we're just going to wait for the water to come up to a boil. We've got 1 inch over each one of the jars. I know from this angle it doesn't look it, but there is 1 inch of water above each one. You can see that it's just now starting to boil. So as soon as it comes up to a rapid boil, we're going to put the lid on and we're going to time it for 15 minutes. And that's for our area. So 15 minutes in the water bath canner. And we'll bring you back whenever we start to take them out and put them on our drying pad. So we'll bring you back shortly. Our alarm has gone off. They have been in for 15 minutes. So now we're going to remove the lid of that water bath canner. We're going to make sure that we lift it away from us so that the steam doesn't burn us. Now we're going to pull those jars up and set them on the edge. And now we're going to take our jar puller, and we're going to pull them straight up out of the water, and then we're going to put them over on our drying pad. So lift them straight up and put them on our drying pad. And that's all there is to it. We'll bring you back and show them to you all out of the canner. Okay, so now we have this yummy concentrate that we can use at any time. It's shelf steady. And so whenever you're ready to have a yummy drink, a summer drink, no matter what time of the year it is, you're able to just pull this off of the shelf. Now I've got some family coming over tomorrow, so we're going to go ahead and pop one of these, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to make a pitcher of this. I'm just using a half-gallon jar, mason jar, and we're going to go ahead and just pop the lid. And let me pause for a minute and I'll move you down where you can see what I'm doing in front of me. So hold on 1 second. Maybe that's a little bit better where you can see what I'm doing. So as I said, I've got my pint of concentrate, and this is our peach and strawberry lemonade concentrate. I'm just going to pop the lid on that. I'm just going to pour it directly into my half-gallon mason jar. I'm going to take my water. This is just regular tap water. And I'm just going to pour that right on in. And it's a 2-to-1 ratio. So 2 waters to 1 jar of our concentrate. Now, as I said, if you don't want it that sweet, you're welcome to change, add a little bit more water to it. And then we're just going to stir it up. And that's all there is to it. And now you've got a wonderful summer treat. You can just put a lid on that, and that's all we're going to do is put a lid on it, put it in the refrigerator so it's nice and cold when the family comes over tomorrow. Okay, so here's another idea. This is my preferred way of drinking it. This is what I had left over when I was canning. So I'm going to go ahead and use my 2/3 cup measuring cup because I know that that's exactly what will fit in here. And I'm just going to pour this over some ice. And then I'm going to take club soda and put the same ratio, 2-to-1. It's got a little more fizz to it than that first one. There we go. Stir that up. that is the perfect summertime treat. Thank you, family, for spending this evening with me. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. We're going to continue playing with peaches for the rest of the season. And so we're going to be making a few more recipes. We're definitely going to make some peach ice cream, maybe a peach cake, and we're definitely going to be making some peach scrap jelly, which is one of our favorites. So if this is the type of content you like, please subscribe and make sure that you share the video with other friends. And if you wouldn't mind, leave me some comments below and let me know what kind of recipes that you like to use peaches in. And if you do peach preservation, please let me know how you do that. I'd really appreciate the exchange of information. So we're going to go ahead and call it a night, and we're going to go ahead and start a new project in the near future. So I can't wait to do that with you. I look forward to joining you then. Talk to you soon.